Stand by to launch FanStream Sports.
3, 2, 1. Let's start.
Hello, sports fans. Welcome to FanStream Sports. Nothing but pure sports. This is the JP Show.
JP, it is so good to hear you back on the air.
Stand by. Now, here's JP.
All right, welcome into a Thursday edition of the JP Peterson Show here on September 11th, 2025, year of our Lord. And thank you for tuning into independent media, where free speech will never be infringed upon, at least on this show, no matter what happens, no matter what you want to say. It's a very sad day in our nation's history. We're going to talk some sports today. Absolutely, 95% of the show will be that, but it won't be the start of the show. Good morning to you, Tim Ham, IndyCar Tim from our Dallas affiliate, DFW.
Good morning, JP. Obviously, this date weighs heavily on the minds of every American, as it's been 24 years now since that horrific day in New York, Pennsylvania, and Washington. But now it's even weighs
political
even
violence
because of the events of because of the events of yesterday.
Yeah, political violence on 9/11, political violence yesterday, political violence everywhere. And it's absolutely disgusting. And we had a school shooting yesterday, too. What America is this? What America is this? I'm absolutely fucking sick to my stomach on so many levels. The reaction, what actually happened, the state of our country, this in a week. You know, we have people, young girls getting murdered on a train in broad daylight, and nobody comes to help. And for what reason? And for what reason? You know, free speech is not just about speaking. It's about listening, and it's about tolerating abhorrent speech. And no matter what you think of Charlie Kirk, and clearly there is a lot of differing opinions, no one needs to be murdered in the public square for his kids to see forever on video, for his supporters to see, for any human to see, whatever side of the spectrum you're on. And folks, this is not a political rant. This is about free speech and what's going on in our country. I mean, obviously, I went to journalism school, and they told me how to report the news. Fair and balanced, present both sides. Do not put opinion into your reporting. And unfortunately, the media environment that we are in now, and the reason I went to journalism school is because as a student of history, I know how important the fourth estate is in democracy. It cannot exist without a fair, untethered, independent, honest media. And at the core of what happened and the reaction to it, to me, is the fact that my brethren in the media have become so corrupt and agenda-driven that nobody knows what the truth is. Nobody knows what the truth is. At this point, there's a lot of people that don't believe what happened on 9/11. There's a lot of people that believe Charlie Kirk wanted to murder every gay person and wanted every woman to be shackled in home, pumping out babies against their will. Imagine that. Imagine that. And as I put up, and I did a lengthy Facebook post that got over 400 comments. And of course, the people in my silo are going to say, yay, yay, yay. And there were a few dissenters, including my longtime friend, Chidi Ahanatu, former Buccaneer, who some of the people who put his, the meme that everybody used about Charlie Kirk saying that, he wants all gay people dead. He never said that. He never said that. But there are people in the media that are going to put that out there. There was people on MSNBC yesterday talking about that Charlie Kirk deserved it. They got fired, thankfully. But that has been a huge part of this response. People in the media, my fellow journalists, celebrating an assassination, a political assassination in the public square. Unbelievable.
At a place of learning.
At a place of learning. It's such a good point, Tim. If where the whole idea of college is to grow your mind and open your mind and hear all different viewpoints so you can come up with a worldview of your own. It's one of the most important things about college and education in general and reading. Open your mind. And I'll say this off the top because I know there's a ton of you out there. Some of you are in the comments. Oh, you're a part of the cult, JP. I'm so sick of that. I'm an independent thinker, but I am a conservative, fiscal conservative, but much more liberal in terms of my social views in a lot of ways. But a lot of you don't know that because you just put me in a pocket and that's that guy.
Based on one comment that you make one time.
Exactly. So closed-minded. So closed-minded. And that's the danger. And if you don't know why this is important, if you don't understand why free speech is important, then you just really don't understand what democracy is all about. You can't just tolerate the speech that you like and then say everyone else who doesn't believe as I believe should be shouted down. It doesn't work that way. It works.
Yeah.
No. So as I want to read a little thing that I wrote last night. And by the way, all of your comments are welcome, and you can do this on YouTube, on Twitter, and on Facebook. All of your comments are welcome. And mostly this is about the dishonest media, because that is why we are so divided right now. And as I said, all these people that want to say things about Charlie Kirk and what you are being fed from a silo of information on your Facebook, and Facebook has admitted this. They manipulate what you see in order, and they've admitted this. This has been a psyop since 2008. They want, and they don't care. It's a great experiment for them to see if they can control people's minds. And you're going to get in your silo, your social media silo, everything that is to the left or to the right. And most of us don't even see half of the stuff that's being reported. And you have to actually go seek it out because you won't see it in your feed. You have to go outside your feed. You have to go. I know who Charlie Kirk is. I'm not even going to say was, because his voice is louder now than it's ever been. It's ever been. And when martyrs are killed like this, their voice is amplified exponentially, as his will be. But when the media tries to paint these people, and when leaders want to call people Hitler and call people and incite violence like this, I mean, listen, Trump's rhetoric at times is reprehensible. And I don't like how he operates in that space. I understand why he does, because he's attacked unmercifully by 95% of the media all the time. I get it. But it still does not set the proper tone, in my opinion. But I know why he does it and how he does it. And if the media were more fair, that he probably wouldn't have to take that tone. So be that as it may. But the media constantly filling our silos with the same shit on both sides is the reason why we're so divided. And it's not because they're trying to tell you the truth, because they're not. They're not. 60 Minutes. 60 Minutes. The absolute gold standard of the Tiffany Network in investigative journalism has turned into the National Enquirer.
Trash.
Total effing trash. Caught red-handed. Knowingly disseminating false information for agenda.
And editing
money.
interviews.
Editing interviews to totally make them different. It's the number one thing you learn in journalism school. That's not what you do. But yet it's everywhere. The people in my business that I loved and wanted to be part of to make this world a better place have become complete charlatans for their agenda and their beliefs. And they think it's okay. It's not okay. And the fact that social media covered up all of these knowing experts, doctors, who are telling you, man, this vaccine ain't safe. It's not even tested. What are we doing? And it's all, and hell, look what's happened when you try to silence dissenters. And that's not up for debate. Some of you may not know that happened. It happened. It happened in political information. It happened with COVID and vaccines. And there were cures for COVID that were shot down. In this murdered people. Nobody needed to die. Very few, if any. And this is why censorship is bad. And when you murder someone like Charlie Kirk in the public square, it's meant to have a chilling effect on everybody else. You want to talk conservative? I'm going to shoot you right in front of the world. It's going to be a targeted assassination. This is not the America that I grew up in. And so much of it has been ruined by dividing us in the media. People have been friends, were friends, aren't anymore. We can't tolerate the other side. Now, personally, I said this on my post, and it's not exclusive, but most of this violence is coming from the left. Most of the bullets are flying left to right. Not all, but most. And if you want to say, oh, you're a product of what you're talking about, that's what I see. That's just being honest, and I think it's backed up by a lot of data. The question that Charlie Kirk was asked at the moment was about trans shooters. And as soon as he started to answer it, he was shot. You think that's a coincidence? Nope. It's disgusting, and it has to stop. We have got to get back to community. I'm not going to take the bait. I'm not going to take the hate. I don't hate everybody on the left. I hate the extremists on the left. Absolutely. 100%. The ones that are fomenting violence and the ones on the right.
Yeah, there's extremists on the right too. Yeah, they're not any better.
I see you too. And I admonished them last night when Sheedy came into my feed and said what he said. They're calling him a POS. No. That's not what we do. That's not what, even if you disagree with him and you think whatever you want to think, that he's a racist, trust me, he thinks you're a racist. Yeah. But there's no room for incivility and disrespect that leads to political violence. And we've got to calm it down. Even if you don't like what they say, don't take the bait. Don't take the bait. I know it's hard and I know it's emotional. I know. But if we're ever going to get anywhere, we got to get past the violence and the hate and get back to sitting down, like Charlie said. When the talking stops, the violence starts. When we stop talking to each other as humans and respecting the other person's opinion, don't have to agree, but respecting it, that's where we need to be. That's where we always were. Now it's like, I don't agree with you. I'm going to shoot you. And I hate you, and I hate everybody that voted for people that you voted for. It's the height of ignorance. Stereotyping, the height of ignorance and closed-minded. And the people that say that they're so tolerant are the least tolerant.
Yeah.
And, I want to talk sports every day, but we can't, my whole livelihood has been based on free speech. There's a lot of people don't like the things that I say. I get it. There's a lot of things I hear from other people. I don't like what they say, but I'll defend to the death their right to say it.
Yep.
And it's a sad day. And when you look at 9/11, it was about political violence. And you look at what happened yesterday, it was about political violence, even to the point now where the shootings of schools, shooting up of schools is about political violence. He notes that trans shooters So with that, I'll just ask that, and I want to read your comments too. We'll get into sports and we'll talk the Bucs and we'll talk college football. But Tim, your thoughts?
Obviously an act like that is abhorrent. It's ridiculous. It's inhumane. It's unfathomable to normal people, that type of violence. I don't care what your beliefs are. If you disagree with Charlie Kirk's beliefs, he's a human being. He's a father. He's a husband. Nobody deserves that. And the act itself is one thing. From a deranged person to do something like that, we know it's horrible. But what might be worse are those people taking to their own private, public social media pages to thank and congratulate the person that committed that act. That makes you worse than that person. It is unbelievable that somebody can do that with a clean conscience. I don't care who that person is. That is equally, if not worse, as awful of an act as the actual act itself. I don't understand.
I agree.
And I don't know when America turned into this hate, country of hate. I don't remember having repercussions like this when Gerald Ford had 2 assassination attempts. I don't remember the Democrats coming out and going, God, I wish they'd have got him. I don't remember people the news going, oh man, I wish they'd have got him. Ronald Reagan's assassination attempt in 1981. I don't remember news outlets or ever reading in the paper. Man,
everybody was horrified.
Missed him by that much, dang it. That did
and
not
in the
happen.
In the House chamber. One of the Republican congressional folks, Lauren Boebert, said, I want to pray out loud for Charlie Kirk and his family. And the Democrats went nuts.
I just don't understand this. Is it social media that's done this to the world?
Yes. It's social media and it's the media. The media, listen, before 2000, before cable, when CNN figured out that if they go anti-Trump or they go left, they can make money because there's an audience there. When Fox News figured out, we'll be the conservative voice, we'll make money there. And then it becomes what we say and what we report in our opinion shows are just to feed the silos and to feed people. Yeah, that's what, and feed into their anger and foment into their anger. We didn't have these shows. We had the nightly news with David Brinkley and Walter Cronkite. And I'm not saying there's pure as the driven snow, but
both
was
of
the
those
ideal.
guys and the McNeil-Lehrer report on PBS, I watched that as a kid religiously. Yeah. You would never have known what political designation they voted for or had in their newscast. You would never have known it. And that's how it's supposed to be. And look, we've had liberal media forever, especially in the printed media, right? Newspapers.
Yes.
But dude, I cannot remember a time in my 54 years of ever before recently, in the last 15 years or so much hatred towards a political party from another.
Yeah.
When 9/11 happened, here we are today celebrating 9/11, the country came together. Didn't matter if you were Democrat, Republican, independent, libertarian, whatever. Everybody came together as Americans.
Left. Yes.
That's all gone.
Yeah. It's gotten ridiculous. I mean, literally, listen, and I understand there's a deeper debate here, but when I'm going to get into that. It's just because it's divisive. I want to bring people together. I want this to be a message of unity. But in order for us to come together, we have to reject what the media is feeding us. Listen, Facebook, this was admitted to in congressional hearings. They literally have been conducting a mind control action with like feeding you certain things to make you believe certain things. That's insane. When you were to start calling people Nazis, that's what Goebbels was doing. That's when you call people, it's another thing. When you, as a media organization or a Democrat or a leader, call somebody Hitler or a Nazi, you first of all, you're showing your ignorance. If you think Trump is a Nazi, or as if you look at what the Nazis did, actually, it's much more aligned with the Biden administration and what they've been doing in the deep state for a long time. Censorship, controlling the media, weaponizing the Justice Department, secret police, all that. That's what being a Nazi and a fascist is. So all this gaslighting that's been going on for so long, accusing the other of doing what you're doing, it's the simplest way to control minds, and so many people fall for it.
JP, we had a comment, we had a text on the FanStream Sports Studio text line from the 941. I don't know the name. He didn't leave his name, but he's quoting. I don't know if you ever watched the movie The American President with Michael Douglas, Annette Bening.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite movies.
Yeah.
He sent this. It's the quote from the movie. America isn't easy. America is advanced citizenship. You got to want it bad because it's going to put up a fight. It's going to say, you want free speech? Let's see you acknowledge a man whose words make your blood boil, who's standing center stage and advocating at the top of his lungs that which you would spend a lifetime opposing at the top of yours. You want to claim this land and the land of the free? Then the symbol of your country can't be just a flag. The symbol also has to be one of its citizens exercising his rights to burn that flag in protest. Show me 100%. That. Defend that. Celebrate that in your classrooms. Then you can stand up and sing about the land of the free. President Andrew Shepard, played by Michael Douglas. It's a great movie.
Yeah, when Trump wanted to make a law about burning flags and make it illegal, I don't support that.
No,
I don't support that. I don't think you should do it.
Then you're communists.
Yeah, but that doesn't need to be outlawed.
No,
I
don't agree with it, but I think somebody should have that right to do that.
Yeah, and I think if you live in a country that allows that, and peaceful expression of it, then that should be something that should be celebrated.
Yeah.
But it has to go hand in hand with respecting your fellow citizens. Respecting. So the person that burned that flag needs to come over to me and say, this is why I did it, but I still love you, brother. And I'll say, I oppose it, but I still love you, brother.
I don't want to murder you.
That's not what's happening. They have to, exactly. That has to go hand in hand with respect and civility. And that's what's lost, because people on both sides are constantly going over, and a lot of it has to do with keyboard warriors. People will say stuff and do stuff on social media that they would never do to your face.
Yep. And
that's another huge part of this. It's a huge part of it. So how do we move it forward, and how do we make it better? First and foremost, we have to get back to some basic ideals of respect and love. Love more than anything else. Love your neighbor.
And maybe a little common sense from time to time.
We need a sense of community again. where we care about. Yeah.
Do we need another
Yes, a
terrorist
little
attack
common
on
sense.
our soil to get back to this? Like, I hope not.
Listen, Tim, if 9/11 happened today and they could blame it on Trump or blame it on the Dems, they would. Whoever could. It would be politicized immediately. Instead of our country would not come together. It would not. It would be politicized immediately, like everything is. We would think about that. As a country, we would not come together if 9/11 happened today.
It would divide
Half
it
the media,
more.
most of the media would be blaming it on Trump. See, the tariffs and all the mean things he said about a Muslim ban. This has produced it right away. 100%. And they would be, way to go, way to take down the towers. It's essentially what the people that are supporting the murder of Charlie Kirk are basically saying, nice job taking down those towers. They deserved it.
Good God.
Those evil Americans and their colonialism and capitalism. Good for you. Yeah, that's what it would be. And that's really freaking sad.
And scary.
All right, I want to get to some of the comments here today. Yeah. William Ad says, morning, gents. Reaction by some just sick. I agree.
Agreed.
James says, I am so devastated by this. I'm so sad for Charlie's beautiful family. Charlie welcomed those who disagreed, but instead of debate, they silenced him. The left reaction, despicable. Yeah, I saw, it was a video I saw of Charlie, and he did this all the time. He'd go on into the public square, the college kids all the time. And this one girl came up to him, and he had an ice hat on. And she's like, what does that stand for? He says, oh, it's immigration, blah, blah. And she ripped it off his head, it off his head violently. And the security came in, and he said, no, that's fine. That's fine. I got another hat. But he said, what's your name? Let's have a conversation. Why are you mad? And he invited, he's like, no. And people were like yelling at her. He said, no, don't do that. Let's just, it's fine.
Let's talk about it.
She obviously feels a certain way about something. Let's talk about it. Let's have a conversation about it. But that's not the person that people that are celebrating this want to say he is. I just had one of my old high school coaches say, yeah, I never even heard of Charlie Kirk. So I did a little research, and he's not the person you say he is, JP. I'm like, well, that's because you're looking at all the wrong places.
Yeah, I saw that.
That I know who that person is, and I love them. Love him. My former high school, but I disagree. I know what his political beliefs are, but I respect him, and I love him as a person. And I'm just trying to tell him, look, dude, the places that you look for truth have demonstrated that they're not going to speak truth to you. Like this is factual. They lie to you all the time for their agenda. And bet you go back to them time and time again to get truth. Maybe think that maybe they might be lying to you. And I understand that the people on the right are lying to me too. That's the problem. You got to go triple, double check, quadruple check everything. And you still don't know what's true. No. I know what's true about Charlie because I watch this stuff all the time. I know who he is. I've never met the man, but I know a lot of people who have. And they swear by him. He's genuine. He's that guy. And if somebody told me about some other person on the left that they said this, I'd say, well, let me go see if I can find the video. Because if they said they need to exterminate all white people, then that's a problem.
Yeah, if Charlie Kirk really said something about killing all gay people, surely there's a video of that somewhere on social media. Just show it to me, and then we'll talk. Yeah. No, you can't show it to me. That's right, because it doesn't exist.
Right, exactly.
Just, you can't believe everything you see or hear these days. So go find your own information, but don't get it from just one source. Go do a little investigative journalism on your own.
You have to these days.
Yeah.
James said, what hate did Charlie ever spew? Family, faith, rooting for America. How disgusting these low IQ people are who buy into what the media feeds you. Those who cheer are too far gone. You all need serious help. Listen, and I'm trying not to speak in vitriolic terms. And I think we all should try to do that.
Yeah.
All right. I'm trying not to. You have to be forceful and bold in what you say. I get that. But let's try to be less confrontational.
Please.
I know it. I get it. You're emotional, but we can't take the bait. You got to try to keep it civil and respectful. That's all I ask. Thomas Gasper says Chicago is the perfect example. Allow crime to pander to the constituents who are Democrat voters. I mean, I don't understand why people continue to vote for people that don't make their situation better. That just boggles my mind.
And who make it worse in some cases.
Yeah. Trying to get some other people in here. Thanks you to all the commenters. Tampa guy says it's not both sides, JP. All the bullets are going from one side. Come on. Yeah, listen, I said that. I just said 90% of the bullets are going left to right. If not 100%. But I'll allow for some because there's lunatics on the right as well.
On both sides.
But the vast majority of this is going left to right. And that's just fact. That's just fact. And if you're not acknowledging that, then you're in the wrong information silos or the same ones. It's just fact.
Or you're just
incontrovertible. There's just certain facts that, and like Charlie used to say, it's a man and a woman. There are certain facts that cannot be disputed. Yeah, one of my favorite commenters of all time, George Carlin. Did you ever notice who it is? Stop to think who it is we kill. It's always people who told us to live together in harmony and try to love one another. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Martin Luther King, John F. Kennedy,
John Lennon,
Charlie Kirk, John Lennon. They're dangerous. They're dangerous people that want you to think for yourself and free speech and love everybody.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it. That's when you know they're right. This is when they're moving the needle. Yeah. Lonnie Wilkins says Jesus, Gandhi, Lincoln, John Kennedy, Bobby Kennedy, Martin Luther King, Medgar Evers. Yes. Malcolm X, John Lennon. They all said, try to live together peacefully. Bam. Right in the head, right in the effing head. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Let's do some sports. Let's take a break. We'll come back on the other side. Josh Capo is going to join us. And Peter Report, we're going to break down Bucs-Texans. Something really important, dadgummit, winning in prime time. Huge thanks to all of our sponsors that allow us to be independent media and the bastion of free speech in Tampa Bay. That's Riveters, Italiano, Golden Diamond Source, Onsite Construction, FL.com, Third Generation Plumbing, Cafe Paradiso, the Jeeves Law Group, Genesis of Tampa, Kingmakers. All of you, thank you so much. We appreciate all these people do not agree with everything we say. They'll defend to the death our right to say it and support it. So support them. Support them. Love on them. Back in 3. Stay with us. Experience the art of driving at Genesis of Tampa, where luxury meets innovation and every detail is crafted for you. From the bold G70 to the refined GV80, Genesis delivers power, elegance, and technology years ahead of its time. Book service online, and our Genesis Experience advisors will pick you up and drop off your vehicle. If available, you can enjoy a courtesy car while yours gets a complimentary interior vacuum plus a generous offer for your trade. Every new Genesis comes with the Miracle Advantage Plan, 10 years or 250,000 miles of powertrain warranty and 4 years of complimentary maintenance. Visit us at 801 East Bears Avenue or online at genesisoftampa.com. Genesis of Tampa, luxury redefined. Italiano Insurance would like to congratulate the Bucs on their 50th anniversary season. And you know what? We've been here for every season and then some, over 60 years in business. We've seen some smart coaches with great game plans, but if you don't have flood insurance or business insurance, that's a terrible game plan. That could ruin you financially. You don't want to take that L. So call 813-877-7799 and let their friendly agents quarterback your insurance and save you big money. Italiano also sponsors our FSU report every week, so go Noles. 813-877-7799 or go to italianoinsurance.com. JP here for Riveters, our new official sports bar and grill of the JP Peterson Show. And just like our show, no BS, no corporate chain feel, just amazing, authentic folks serving great comfort food in a casual atmosphere at unheard of prices. Riveters is located just south of Raymond James and Steinbrenner Field on Dale Mabry, walking distance to the park, so free parking, great place for pregame and postgame. Let's talk about fresh food. Nothing is frozen. Burgers, wings, prime rib, roasted fresh daily, never frozen. That makes a huge difference. The mahi, the salmon, also super fresh. All our sauces are original recipes made in-house. Our Warhawk chili and fully loaded potato soup is made fresh in-house. It's the best food anywhere, served by people who actually care. Riveters on Dale Mabry, just north of 275, just south of where the Bucs and Rays play. We'll see you there. Are you looking to renovate your home, rebuild after the hurricanes, or build your dream home from scratch? Well, let me tell you about my friend Jason Fawcett and On-Site Construction. They have over 1,450 satisfied clients, 25 years of experience, over 500 designs, and a talented team of over 40 construction professionals. They believe building something exceptional begins by truly focusing on all the details, even the smallest ones. We understand that construction can be a daunting process, and we're here to make it as smooth and stress-free as possible. Quality is non-negotiable at On-Site Construction. We use the finest materials, employ the most skilled tradespeople, and adhere to the highest industry standards to deliver a product we're proud of and that you're going to love. Our project management is meticulous with a focus on completing projects on time and on budget. Your happiness is our primary driver. So give us a call at 813-579-5789 or check out our incredible website at onsiteconstructionfl.com. Are you having legal issues with a business partner or other legal business issues? The attorneys at Walters, Levine, and DeGrave can help. Call 800-616-0384 for a free consultation. At Walters, Levine, and DeGrave, we've redefined what a law firm can be with top-tier attorneys, personal service, and 26 years of success. From business law to civil litigation, we deliver smart, client-focused solutions. Walters, Levine, and DeGrave recently won a $6.4 million jury verdict from a large real estate developer, and they can win for you too. Walters, Levine, and DeGrave. Let's solve it together. Not attorney spokesman. For a free consultation, call 800-616-0384 or go to walterslevine.com. Offices Tampa, Sarasota.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the Peterson Show, brought to you by the great folks at Genesis of Tampa. If you have not seen these wonderful luxury cars and SUVs, go check them out. The G70, the G80, technological marvels, comfort through the roof, and the drivability is absolutely fantastic. And the value you get on these cars, folks, I'm telling you. You can go drive the Mercedes and Lexus and all that are priced way, way higher. And then go drive the Genesis and tell me if it's not better for a fraction of the cost. Genesis of Tampa, and they have a great valet service as well. If you need any type of work done on your car, a little maintenance, by the way, you get a 4-year free maintenance agreement. They'll come pick it up, wash it up for you, and bring it back to you. Give you your loaner car so you never even had to go anywhere. It's Genesis of Tampa. Great folks over there. Please tell them JP sent you. They're on 801 East Bears, just off of 75, right up there, off Nebraska. All right, partner. Hey, we got a Monday Night Football game coming up with our 1-0 Buccaneers, who, boy, the more I look back on this game with Atlanta, the more I love it. The more I love it. It's just they played smart. They played hard. They did the right things. They weren't perfect. They were far from it. As I said all week, it's their C-plus game, and you walk out with a big road win over a division foe. It just, that's really good for week one. And then you begin the march. You begin the march to get better every single week. What does that look like? For the Buccaneers right now, it's another week together for this offensive line to gel, and they're going to need it. And I think this is the reason.
In whatever form that offensive line is going to be, right? Whatever order it's in.
Well, I think it's going to be exactly what we saw last week. I would be shocked if by some reason they go back to, with Charlie Heck at left tackle. I would be shocked by that. But I think that, Graham Barton's going to be tested a lot more this week. Will Anderson, Danielle Hunter. I mean, this is maybe the best bookend edge rushers in the game.
Yeah.
And I think, maybe last week with, a couple of rookies on the edge and Floyd, I think they probably could have got by with Charlie Heck. But I think, and this is smart. This is smart. This is a move by Bowles that I don't think you would have seen even 2 years ago. He was the one who initiated it. And there's no question that this is your best five. There's no question. These are your most talented five guys. Okay? And now they haven't worked together. That's a minus. I get that. But when it comes right down to it, it's mano a mano. And especially coming off the edge. And do you want Graham Barton, who's a first-round talent at left tackle, or Charlie Heck, who's a guy, who's a serviceable journeyman swing tackle? That's what he is. That's what he is. So I think they get better every week in this set. And if Tristan can't come back as soon as we think, or there's issues there, which we don't know. I've heard him say bone on bone. I don't like that.
I got bone on bone, and it ain't fun.
Right. You can't play football with that.
I'm not playing football.
You can't play football with that.
No.
So, but there's a lot to that. So we'll see.
So
there's degrees of it.
So do you want the scary stat of the day if you're a Bucs fan?
Yes.
You realize the Bucs have not won in Houston ever in 49 years. They were 0-4 against the Oilers, and they're 0-3 against the Texans in Houston.
Meaningless.
I know, but it still glares at you.
It's
time to break that. It's time to break it. But those
stats like that, if the NFL is different week to week.
Yeah,
hell, it's different drive to drive. Yeah.
I understand that.
I know you do.
But there are weird trends.
There are some trends that I think you cannot ignore. And listen, 0-5 in prime time, that's one of them.
Yeah.
That's one of them. That's a weird deal. As good as the Bucs are, as good as they are, that's a weird deal. Something is wrong there. Like there's something that needs to be adjusted. Or
it makes me think Kirk Cousins is a quarterback of the Bucs.
Yeah. It's weird. And Baker, I haven't heard him say that, but I've heard people say that he said this, that he doesn't like playing on Monday Night Football. Like, those words should not come out of his mouth.
No, and that would shock me if that's true.
Yeah, you shouldn't even ever. It's like when my little stepkids say, "Oh, I'm bad at math." Stop saying that. No, you're not. You just don't like it.
Yeah,
you're not bad at it. You just don't like it. You don't want to do it. You don't have to take any effort. You're bad at it because you don't make the effort.
Yeah, you
need to do it. You need to train your brain. I know you got a calculator on your phone. That's not the point. You got to train your brain. And try to explain this to them. It's like no. Don't say you don't like Monday Night Football because you lose all the time. Don't do that. Listen, the Texans, Jimmy Ward, safety, probably going to miss it. Joe Mixon, going to miss it. Tank Dell, their starting center maybe out. There's a lot. So the Bucs need to go in and break all of these streaks. Win in Houston, win on Monday Night Football, and I think they have a great opportunity to do it this week. So let's take care of business. All right, I spoke with Josh Capo this morning. I apologize for my part of the audio. You can still hear it, but
I wasn't there to
Tim
produce you guys. My fault.
Tim wasn't here to save me, so you guys got to put up with this for 12 minutes, but I wanted to play it because there's some great insight from Josh. So here we go with Josh Capo from the Pewter Report.
All right, welcome in. It's Josh Capo from the Pewter Report in his souped-up Maserati coming to us live. What's up, partner? How are you?
Man, I wish I had a souped-up Maserati.
The Maserati is not a good car, actually.
That's fair. The Corolla does not break down, so I am happy about that.
That's right, you do. And when it does, it's cheap.
That is true.
Come on, man. I'm with you.
I'm doing well, JP.
Yeah, we're 1-0. Let's do a little quick review on this Falcons game. I've watched it twice now, and I'm still trying to figure out how the Bucs won this game. 260 total yards, no turnovers. I think the number on that in the NFL is like in time of possession -10. You win about 2% of the time. How did the Bucs pull this off?
Well, a little bit of luck because while Baker was fantastic in the fourth quarter, he had to go to a lot of backside reads or backside digs because the concept it didn't appear open to him at the time, and he put the ball in danger, but the Falcons weren't able to capitalize. Other side of that coin, the Bucs had 3 in their hands, 2 by Zion McCollum, weren't able to capitalize. So you just didn't have a lot of turnovers that were throwing the game either way. I think the big reason why the Bucs were able to pull this one out is because the defense actually, outside of that Servassier Dennis just falling down on Bijan, you look past that play and the defense really did come through, both up front in the run defense and on the back end. So when the defense is clicking the way that it did, it keeps them competitive. And then Baker and the offense were able to pull it out at the end of the game.
Yeah, I think what you saw there defensively was, as you mentioned, the one bad play, and they gave up, 370 yards, which is good. Listen, you hold a team to 20 points in this league, you're doing well. So I thought there was definitely some standout plays on defense, and they made plays when they had to make them. What did they have? 8 snaps inside the 5-yard line at the end of the game. I mean, chewing up time, etc.
A bogus offsetting call really gave Atlanta that last touchdown because Servassier Dennis had some struggles in coverage, but I don't think that penalty was real on his end. It was real on the Falcons' end, and that should have ended the drive, but they got the extra plays.
Yeah. All right, so let's look ahead to the Tech. Well, we look ahead to the Texans with an eye of what we learned about this team in the first game. And I think we got to go right to the offensive line. The great mystery, how they were able to keep this away from us media dogs is amazing, but they did it, right? Nobody knew. And Josh, forgive me for having just another second level thought on this. If it were 1 or 2 games that they were concerned about, I think they might have gone to Charlie Heck. This scares me a little bit. I think this whole offensive line shift may be with an eye towards the future that, if God forbid, knock on wood, Tristan Wirfs has a worse injury than we think. This is the way. This is the way I would go for the future, not for 2 games. Am I crazy? Am I thinking too much about this?
I think this was a big indictment on Charlie Heck, and that they feel like he may be option 3, 4, or 4 at tackle. What I was encouraged by this shakeup was Ben Bredesen, I thought, played really well at center. I am very concerned about Graham Barton up against specifically this Texans front, and he's going to have to go up against Danielle Hunter. He's going to have to go up against Will Anderson. And, he wasn't perfect. He was effective. He got through the Atlanta game, but, he exposes his chest a lot, which allows him to get bull rushed. And both those guys, they can run a bull rush. And Hunter's got an inside spin move that he can throw out there. And Barton, he's never going to give up that outside corner. He oversets, but that does give him the susceptibility to an inside move. So that is going to be one of the top keys of this particular game, is whether Barton can hold up. And then, Mike Jordan had one of his better games.
And to your point, I don't want to interrupt, but and I want to just circle this. What was one of Tom Brady's big no-nos? The offensive lineman, don't get beat inside.
Right.
That's where bad things happen. And if to your point, foreshadowing a little bit, if Graham Barton gets beat inside, that's when bad things happen. All right, so continue. That's why it's so important.
So I think that the run game is going to have to be more effective to help take some of the load off of Barton on the outside and take some of the load off the passing game. If they can get an effective run game, and they had some good runs in this game, including a couple that got called back for penalties, one against them, one actually against Atlanta, where they just said, we'll take the free 5 yards rather than we'll take 1st and 5 instead of 2nd and 3. I think that will be enough, because Houston's offense didn't look great against the Rams, and I think the Bucs defense has an opportunity to, again, keep them in this while they're waiting for such a key player to come back in Tristan Wirfs.
Yeah. And Josh Capo joining us here from the Peter Report as we preview Bucs-Texans. And to that point, the offensive line for the Texans is not good. And this is where the Bucs can really exploit the Texans. Listen, C.J. Stroud had an incredible rookie year. Last year was not so good. This first game, not so good. Who is the real C.J. Stroud? It might be who is the real offensive line. You know, most quarterbacks from a nice pocket will have big years, and he did. When he has to move, when he has to be on the run, and I think he's kind of looking at the rush a little bit, he's not as good. I think this could be a place where the Bucs really shine. What do you think?
Yeah, I think C.J. Stroud's a great quarterback. Last year was just, to your point about the offensive line, he faced more free rushers than the next, I think it was 6 quarterbacks combined.
Jesus.
And that was last year. And they got rid of everybody. They got rid of they had like 4 offensive line coaches. Apparently none of them were good enough because they couldn't figure out their protections. And then they got rid of most of the offensive line, including Laramie Tunsil. I think that their offensive line just from that first game has improved from last year, but there really was nowhere to go but up.
Right.
And then I've got to double check on this, but it looks like they're going to lose their starting center. So I think Jarrett Patterson is going back to center. So this is the opportunity for the Bucs defensive front, which looked good against Atlanta. The sack numbers weren't there. They had Penix for a couple that he was able to get out of. They did get him down for 1, but Hassan Reddick, I mean, basically as good as I think the Bucs would have wanted for that signing.
He was good. Really
8
good.
pressures. He was winning 1v1, and he was also, with the flexibility in his joints, he's able to really be a weapon as a twister or a looper in some of those games that Todd Bowles does. It allowed Yaya Diaby to continue to dent the pocket and really condense things. And then Vita and Kalijah continued as well. So what I was really excited about is Bowles is doing some different things on defense. And I think that's going to really cause some problems for Houston. So the one thing I know everybody, yourself included, was looking for was more man coverage. The Bucs ran man coverage about 40% of the time against the Falcons, and all of their corners held up well in that situation. Jamel Dean had 4 forced incompletions on the game, and really they held up well against Drake London in the slot. He had 14 targets, only 8 catches, like 55 yards. So I think that they can control Nico Collins, and if you can do that, the rest of the Houston offense is very vulnerable because they're missing Joe Mixon. Christian Kirk, I don't think really factored a ton into that last game against the Rams. So, and then the offensive line. So and beyond that, you saw a lot of rotating coverages, and even Bowles' blitz packages were different than they were last year. He's typically been a 5-man rush blitzer. Like, that's schematically what he's done. And I think that's been more out of necessity, where he goes, I need to get home with extra assets, but I don't want to expose my secondary. Against the Falcons, he was sending 6 and 7 guys more than he has in the past. So he's getting more creative with the blitzes because he trusts the back end, and he's not blitzing nearly as much just in general because he's starting to trust the 4-man rush. All of that adds up to this could be the best defensive effort the Bucs have under Todd Bowles. And I think that the Texans have some susceptible spots to make it where they could potentially hold Houston to under 17 points.
You know, I think it's a great point you make, and I think overall, and tell me if you think this is fair, I think Bowles is leaning more towards trusting his players instead of his schemes. And saying, we've got good enough players, we don't need to trick it up on every single play and be dropping Vita Vea and everybody. And we can win with the guys that we have, just playing more straight up. Now, I'm not talking about vanilla defense, I'm just talking about disguise it well, but stop with the very complicated coverages and reads that have to happen in the middle of the play, and everybody's got to be on the same page. It's just like, cover that guy. You cover that guy. You cover that. This is the way we're going to play. I think that much better.
Yeah, I think it's a good mix. I think what he's doing is he's saying, now I can use my scheme to elevate my players rather than have my scheme elevate the roster. And what I mean by that is create situations where he puts his impact players in impact positions. That's really cool. There was a one I clipped last night where the Bucs mugged up like 7 guys on the line and then dropped into a cover 2 with Antoine Winfield Jr. as the pole runner coming from the A-gap. And that puts Antoine right in the middle of the field to make a play. But the coolest thing was the Bucs generated 50% pressure on third downs when rushing 4. That's phenomenal, right?
That's
Money down.
of.
We're going to keep 7 guys back and make it tough for the quarterback to find some open lanes. And we're still going to create that pressure with 4. So similar pressure rate to what he got last year, which the Bucs were one of the higher pressure rate teams in all of football, one of the higher sack teams in all of football. I think we as a Bucs community tend to forget that because there were times where it was just feast or famine. They were able to create similar pressure rates last week, and I think they'll be able to do that against Houston. It's just they're doing it without committing as many assets to the pass rush. And that's so key.
Yeah, lots of pressures last year, but the takeaway from that was you had less guys in coverage, so dudes were wide open. We were ready to call the great wide open in the middle. And that's because instead of, you only had 4 defenders back or 5 defenders back because you had to blitz to create pressure. Now with 4, you got 7 people back. They're not going to be there won't be these gaping holes in the defense where the big plays happen. And that's why the defense was bad last year, especially against the pass. So, and I think this week with this, this is a perfect storm for this defense. A weak offensive line, you'd be able to get pressure with 4, confuse Stroud. So I see a low-scoring game here, and the Bucs are underdogs in this game. I like the Bucs, the points, and the under in this game. I think it's going to be more like what the Texans played last week in a 14-9 loss to the Rams. I think that's kind of what I see here, a 17-13 game. What do you see?
Yeah, I'm not too far off of you there, JP. I think I'm probably going to roll Bucs 20-17 when we come out with our pewter predictions tomorrow. So your listeners, your viewers get an early preview on my prediction.
I love that. Thank you. Scott will be not be happy with it. Thank you.
But yeah, I'm very similar, low scoring game, Bucs by about 3 points.
All right. It's going to be fun. Did you enjoy the Atlanta experience? The Mercedes-Benz Dome, all that?
Yeah, it's a gorgeous stadium. The energy was electric. There was a huge Bucs contingent, so no matter what was going on, you got a lot of cheers. And then it just continues. And I would encourage all of your viewers, if you want to know if it's going to be a normal game or not, contact me and ask me if I'm going to be in attendance. Because anytime I attend a Bucs game, it is far from normal. So just they can reach out to me on Twitter or X and I'll let them know if I'm going to be in attendance, and if I'm not, you can put the blood pressure medicine away. But if I'm there, make sure you have like your blood pressure medicine with you.
Pepto-Bismol, the whole 9. Absolutely.
The whole 9.
All right, Josh. Hey, thanks for taking the time and enjoy this game this weekend. We'll follow him on Twitter. Great follow on Twitter and Peter Report. You're going to get all the breakdowns. It's fantastic stuff. Thanks, Josh.
Thanks, JP.
All right. That's Josh Capo from the Pewter Report, and that's me not turning the microphone on correctly. Although, to my defense, it switched on its own. You can back me up on this, Tim. Like,
it does that. That's why I've tried to instill in you in the last 3 years. You got to check your sound settings multiple times throughout the day.
Every single time?
Especially with a Windows machine. I don't know how you.
If you don't touch it, if you don't.
Windows.
I did a show yesterday. Everything was good. And now, yeah. I know the microphone's off. Thanks, guys. Meets McGee, the $5 super chat says, I gave the Bucs a C, gave the Falcons a B because they outplayed the Bucs. I feel the Bucs were very rusty. Baker missed a lot of wide open wide receivers. You are correct, Meets McGee. I could not agree with you more, but we won. The Bucs won, and that's the amazing part. You go back and look at that game. Any big play goes the other way, and the score goes the other way. That's why when we break down games here, we always look at all the narratives. Doesn't matter whether you win or lost. The game is the game, so you break it down. But there's a lot to work on for the Buccaneers, and this is part of the plan. Now, this is when you start getting better week to week. It's a marathon. I think it's one of the reasons, as I mentioned there, that the Bucs did what they did on the offensive line. It was a big risk to do it with just basically 6 practices. And, they had probably 20 practices with Charlie Heckett left tackle. And they just looked at the tape and they said, we can be better with this group. So let's do it. I thought it was a bold move, and I think it worked. They won the game. I mean, was the offensive line perfect? No. Did they give up a strip sack? Nope. That would have changed the game? Nope. Was Baker under pressure all the time? Nope. You know, there were pressures, but they handled it. And there was no catastrophic offensive line failures. They ran the ball well at times. So I think it was a bold move by Bowles, and it worked out. They won the game. So let's give, for the haters of Todd Bowles, let's give him credit when he makes bold decisions like this and they work out. So now we build on this. Week 2, they'll be so much better as a group in week 2. Now they're facing a much better defense this week. So
much better defense. Yeah.
So that doesn't mean that the results will be the same, but I'm looking forward to it. And we got to, I don't know. We'll talk to the guys today. Media starts today. Everything backs up one day. So Baker will talk today, and we'll kind of, listen and find out what is it about Monday Night Football? Do you change your routines? Obviously you do. You have to because of the time of the game. Maybe some guys just their biorhythms aren't set for 8:00 at night.
And they
which is good. It's going to be 7.
They did a little prep work in the offseason for this night game, for this primetime game. I mean, when they were up in Pittsburgh, I know they held at least one practice that was in the evening.
Yeah.
And kind of in anticipation of this. Does that help? Does it matter? I don't know, but it can't hurt, right?
Yeah. Yeah. That's they've addressed it for whatever reason. I mean, don't like when you talk about the trends, right? That's important. Like, okay, look, we were 0-5 in prime time. That's just not, there's something we're doing wrong.
Right.
There's something we're doing wrong. I don't know what it is, or maybe it's just we have players that they just can't adjust their time clock to be good in those moments.
But JP, every game is different.
Yeah.
It shouldn't matter.
Yeah. It shouldn't. But clearly there's something going on.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I wouldn't harp on it, but I'd try to figure out what the answer is. Go talk to the hockey players about afternoon naps. That's what you need, an afternoon nap, boys. They should have a forced nap time.
Talk like to radio hosts about afternoon naps, guys that do morning shows.
Oh God, yes. I love my afternoon naps. I can't live without my afternoon naps. Are you kidding me? 15 minutes, I'm good to go, baby. I'm ready to go. It's amazing. Like you always go to the coffee. Like, oh, I got to get another coffee. I'm going to push. You know what you should do is go. We have in the beautiful golf simulators out here, and we got all these great Barco loungers everywhere around the Kingmaker studio here. Just go sit in one of those, close your eyes for 10, 15 minutes. Boom. You're good as new.
Wow.
Dr. JP helping you out there. Get off the coffee.
Y'all got a regular rec center there at Kingmaker.
Dude, I played Pebble Beach yesterday. Pebble Beach. I swear to God, I played Pebble Beach I won't tell you what I shot, but
what'd you shoot? Come on.
Yeah.
What was it? 85. In a simulator.
94.
Oh, so what would you shoot on the real Pebble Beach?
Better. I don't know. The simulators chipping and putting is really weird.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty accurate with like your drives and but
long
chipping
drive.
and putting, which is where most of the strokes are, it's just, it's weird. It doesn't translate as well.
Yeah.
Because it's spin, downhill, uphill, blah, 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 blah. I mean, it could tell you on the simulator, oh, you're 6 feet uphill. Okay.
And you don't even have the green like they have at TGL, right? Where it moves and they can move the slope and stuff.
No. But it'll have the little white dots that tell you like the undulations of the green.
Yeah.
And then you try to, affect your putt or your chip.
Though, yeah.
It just doesn't. It doesn't translate. But yeah, I hope I'd shoot better than 94. But I don't know. These days, game is not great. It's not great.
Connie says you're a really good golfer. I can't wait to see. Because I am not.
I used to be. And I have moments. I can still hit it 280, 290 every now and then. Sometimes 3 bills if it's downwind, downhill. But the entire game itself, not good. Not good.
I was a 4 to 6 handicap in high school when I played in high school, and I was our B player on our team.
Wow.
Yeah, I beat Justin Leonard head-to-head in a district tournament.
Get the hell out of here. Really?
Yeah. He was pissed. He was already like something special.
I played with him in a pro-am and outdrove him all day long.
He is such a dick.
And he got mad at me.
Yeah. He got mad at me in high school.
Yeah.
He's like, man, I got college scouts here. What are you doing? I said, I'm winning. He didn't like that very much.
Nah, he's a jerk.
He is a jerk.
Rick says, relax on Wirfs. If Bucs were worried, they'd have put him on the PUP list. That would give him at least another 4 weeks to heal. I agree. We'll see, though. And I want to see him back as soon as possible. All right, quick break. When we come back, Joey Johnston scheduled to join us. Just got a text from him. All right, yeah, he's coming on.
Producing
quick
on
break.
air.
Joey Johnston, USF Miami. I cannot wait for this one on the big CW. Quick break. Joey Johnston coming up next. Sideline reporter for USF. Stay with us. The Golden Diamond Source is working every day to be your family jeweler. Right now, a $5,000 engagement ring with 0% interest can be yours for just $83. So don't let the holidays sneak up on you this year. Now is the time to get ahead with their in-store layaway. Trade in your old jewelry for cash. Gold has never been higher. The Golden Diamond Source is offering the highest ever trade-in values for your gold and diamond jewelry. Now is the time to get your holiday shopping started. So come in now, relax, shop, and save at the Golden Diamond Source. We love Julie and Steve Weintraub, great local philanthropists, and you can find them at 3800 Omerton Road in Clearwater, where you'll always find the perfect gift, only at the Golden Diamond Source. Welcome to Kingmakers, home of the JP Peterson Show studio and Tampa's premier business networking and social club for members only. By day, it's an exclusive, vibrant co-working space with a stylish conference room, focus rooms, a full production studio, and an in-house marketing team. And by night, Kingmakers transforms into a sports-centric social hub with a full sports bar, golf simulator, and exclusive events. For young entrepreneurs and seasoned professionals, it's the perfect place to work hard, play hard, and make big moves in Midtown Tampa. Close the deal, celebrate the win. Only at Kingmakers. Become a member today at kingmakerstampa.com. Your business, your club. JP here for the Jeeves Law Group and my man Scott Jeeves, who lives right here and has long been a highly respected member of our community. He's a proud sponsor of the Tampa Riverwalk. Jeeves Law Group is also a proud sponsor of our Grand Central District in St. Pete and has neighborhood events throughout the year. He has an office on Central Avenue in St. Pete and one on South Howard in Tampa. You can't get more local than that. So when you need an attorney, you're going to hire some huge firm that advertises all over the state or the one that supports your favorite sports show. It's the Jeeves Law Group. We're local, we're trusted, and we get results. For personal injury and personal attention, call us for a free case evaluation. That's 8889-JEEVES. That's 8889-JEEVES. With this record heat in Tampa Bay, you better have your AC unit running at peak efficiency. Third Generation Plumbing installs the best American standard AC units. Our split systems offer the highest efficiency available while reducing energy bills and maximizing comfort. That's why Third Generation Plumbing trusts American standard air conditioning, built to last, made to perform. Whether it's a new install or an emergency repair, our family-owned team brings 3 generations of trusted service to your home, now with the unmatched reliability of American standard. Plumbing or cooling, we've got Tampa covered. Call Third Generation Plumbing today, 813-961-8024, or go to thirdgenerationplumbing.com. And we also do AC.
Ciao, Paolo Tini here, owner of Caffè Paradiso, voted number 3 People's Choice Award on Open Table. I want to thank all our loyal family of customers that have been enjoying our great traditional Italian dishes we make from scratch every day. It's a great family story we're proud of. Our family moved from Rimini, Italy in 1984. My dad, Caesar, started Donatello, and that's where I got the start in the restaurant business. I started Caffè Paradiso on South McDill in 1995, and we've been there ever ever since. From our traditional ossobuco, a veal slow roast for 4 hours, to our daily fresh catch, the Gruppo Paradiso, with a piccata sauce and lobster claw meat, homemade pasta like lasagna, farfalle salchicha, which is a bow tie pasta homemade with fresh sausage. Hold on a minute, JP's favorite. I love it. So come and have a glass of wine with me on South McDill. Get a reservation on Open Table and see all our 5-star reviews. Ciao, see you soon at Paradiso.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show, brought to you by the great folks at Kingmakers Tampa. Great place to hang out and to work right here in Midtown Tampa. Go to kingmakerstampa.com. Get your membership now. They will go fast and you'll be shut out. So get to kingmakerstampa.com and put in your application immediately. All right, let's welcome in the sideline reporter for your 18th ranked, should be higher, USF Bulls, the great Joey Johnston. What's up, Joey? How are you, partner?
How you doing? I think I'm going to go to Cafe Paradiso for lunch after seeing that commercial. Man, that sounds great.
Oh, my. I don't know if they're open for – they're not open for lunch, but dinner, early dinner.
Okay,
yes.
Early dinner.
Oh, dude. If you're a fan of traditional Italian, what's your favorite?
I am. All of it. I mean, lasagna probably is my first go-to, but everything.
Their lasagna is so good, and I usually order lasagna as an appetizer, and they split it for me with whoever I'm with, so I don't need to hold 2 meals. So I'll do half a lasagna and then a chicken marsala or veal marsala. The veal there is amazing.
Yeah, that's all great.
Please go. Please go. Tell them JP.
I will. I sure will.
All right, we got a nice buffet of football this weekend, and it's headlined for us by USF at Miami. First of all, the USF is at 18. They should be higher because one of the top 25 voters moved Florida up and didn't even vote USF in because, of her process, whatever that might be. And USF fans went ballistic, and I understand why. Your thoughts?
Well, I used to be an AP voter in football and men's basketball. One thing I quickly learned is there are a lot of people out there who are watching every move you make. You better have a justification for everything you do. So I tried to. You got to have some logic behind this, from moving people up and down. So I feel sorry for the young lady getting the wrath of the internet, but this is not a perfect system. I will say that I thought 18 was I don't know what I thought exactly, but going from votes to ranking, it's hard to make a huge jump. But if the Bulls were to beat Miami, certainly they got to be in the top 10 somewhere.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
100%.
So we'll have to see. But again, that's the sidelight. All of this other stuff is sidelights. The bottom line is I got to figure out a way to do business at Hard Rock Stadium on Saturday afternoon.
All right. First and foremost, what can you tell me about injuries in the Florida game? Did we come out unscathed? I saw the big defensive lineman go down late in the game with a knee injury. That worried me. Yeah,
definitely. He's okay. I think pretty much nothing really to be concerned about. Derek Bowman continues to be out. He had been a starting offensive lineman, but the O-line has been pretty good in his absence. Zane Herring, the former Florida State Seminole, who's with USF now, has done a great job moving from the interior to left tackle, and he's really held up very well. And he's going to need to hold up well this week, that's for sure, because Miami's got some big-time rush ends on both sides of the ball, and that's going to be a huge key, is getting those guys from not demolishing Byron Brown. So they can do that, and that'll really help the offense a great deal.
Yeah, Bane is the bane of our existence. If you're a USF fan, that guy is a legit first-round edge rusher. What are your thoughts on this Miami defense and what you see on tape?
And on both sides of the ball, I mean, a lot of new faces, but just incredible talent. a lot of guys who are going to play on Sundays for sure. The defensive line, the receivers, just tremendous athletes. But the defense, you've just got to find a way to neutralize those athletes. And I think the biggest thing is the offensive line creating some kind of a pocket for Byram and not getting in these these third and forever situations. You've got to keep the chains moving, and you got to keep good down and distance. Because if you whether penalties or losses, if you find yourself in a bad position, those guys are teeing off, and that's going to be a big problem.
Yeah. Well, you and I were talking at the Sports Club of Tampa Bay meeting last night. Phil Esposito was there. If you want to become a member, sportscluboftampabay.org. And we were talking a little bit about the Florida game. And a lot of the narrative is how, Florida, how can you lose to USF? I think after the beatdown of Boise State and the way USF played physically against Florida, this is not a fluke. This is not a fluke. And USF earned that win. I think they're a really good football team. I think Florida's pretty good too. I think they'll be fine.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, the problem with Florida obviously is the schedule. I mean,
the coach.
It's going to be tough for them to be fine against this schedule. Obviously, if they can somehow win at LSU, then everything changes. But their problem is the SEC schedule and no gimmies on it at all. That they got the cream of the crop on their schedule. But you're right about USF. I agree with you. I was not quite sure about some things going into the season, but certainly 2 games in, not a huge sample size, but really impressed with their defense and the way they're playing together. I thought Todd Orlando yesterday put it well, the defensive coordinator, when asked about why the defense has really shown so much improvement. There are 5 new defensive linemen from the transfer portal on the roster, and he believes they went 5 for 5. You don't always get what you want out of the transfer portal, but he thinks they hit on the right ones, and who can argue with him at this point? And that has provided better size, better depth up front, and those are things they haven't had in quite a long time. So that filters into helps the linebackers play better. The secondary is very deep as well. And all these guys are just, it's a one for all for one kind of approach. So again, there's a lot of cool things on offense, but I keep looking at that defense, and that's really the thing that seems to have flipped early on. And if that continues, then I think, man, all things are possible.
And that's the deal. They just have had no size or depth up front defensively. And when you don't have that, it doesn't matter how good your linebackers or your secondary is. It just, your defense is going to be bad. You're going to get pushed around at some point. We saw that, was it last year in the Miami game where it was tied at halftime where USF was up, and then, second half, the depth is brutal. So when you change that formula, you can allow, especially these 2 young linebackers, and Jalen Shuler, player of the week, well-deserved. I mean, it's a game changer. Talk about what you're seeing from these defensive backs and the linebackers who are now coming up, and they're free to just smoke people, and they're doing it.
Well, Matt Karras and Jalen Shuler are playing exceptionally well, and they're getting tons of national love. I mean, national commentators are describing Jalen Shuler as a first-team All-American, and Matt Karras went on the Sirius radio show the other day, and I happened to be there. He was on with Jimbo Fisher and EJ Manuel, and first of all, he couldn't believe he was going to talk to these guys because he was a Florida State fan, and he said, these are the guys that inspired me to play football. And the conversation was so cool between these guys when he started telling them that. Jimbo, I thought, was going to come out of his skin, and he and Mac were going back and forth, and Jimbo at some point says, Mac, you are the reason I want to get back in coaching. You're the kind of guy I want to coach. It was an amazing conversation. I listened to it. I felt compelled to just go up and shake Mac's hand afterwards. I mean, that was the coolest thing I've ever heard. Jimbo and EJ just loved it, and Mac was just like a kid on Christmas talking to these guys. But it's the kind of thing where these guys, have played well in the past, but who really knew about it? Now they're getting a national stage, and Matt Karras and Jalen Shuler are on everybody's minds. Defensive backs, you got a lot of guys who played all over the place. Deshaun Rucker played at Tennessee. K'Wan Banks played at South Carolina. You got a lot of guys who have that kind of experience. So Jonas DeClona played at Wisconsin. So you've got a lot of guys with a lot of snaps in big time places, and they have come in and again added a ton of depth. They've got, they're 2 deep at every position. Tavin Ward is back there at free safety running the show, and kind of an extension of Matt Karras and Jalen Shuler in terms of a leader. So, man, they've got that kind of like that triangle of leadership throughout the defense, and that's really made things a lot better.
Joey Johnston joining us here, USF sideline reporter, Miami and the Bulls. What do we got? It's a 4:30 game on the CW.
The CW, and it reminds me of the NCAA tournament where everybody has the same question: where is True TV on my TV dial? And now we're going to ask, where is CW on my TV dial?
That's channel 44, right?
I think yes, it's channel 44. But I don't know how many people. I don't know how many people know that for college football fans.
Right.
They're gonna figure it out by Saturday afternoon.
Or if you got any local TV package, it'll be on there.
Yes.
And if you're a streamer, I don't know what to do if you're a streamer.
But if you're a young person, you'll figure it out. They always know where to find those things.
Exactly.
But,
they won't struggle as much as us.
Right.
So are we expecting a full house at Hard Rock? Because I know Miami, unless it's Notre Dame, Miami fans aren't showing up. So I don't know what the atmosphere is going to be like, and how many South Florida fans you think are going to make the trip?
Oh, I think I've heard about some buses of students getting organized to go down there. I think it's as many as they can get. I think maybe maybe they could get 7, 8, maybe even 10 if they can get those tickets. There certainly the demand is there. I mean, it's like anything. There's a buzz about it, and there's a feeling, man, we got to be there. So I think USF will have some representation. I don't know if it's going to be a full house. We've seen how Miami is on a given day. You just never know. But I, it'll be loud. It'll be another place that'll be a difficult place to play. But USF showed last week in the Swamp that it's up to the task. I'm still in awe of not only the result, but how USF handled the whole thing. I mean, they didn't not once show any signs of being a team that was rattled or not up to this occasion. I mean, they really looked comfortable in that environment, and it was very loud down there, very loud.
That's the most oppressive college football environment there is. I mean, Florida is in the top 5 most intimidating places to play. There's no question about that. It won't be nearly as bad at Hard Rock Stadium. There's no way.
Yeah.
So
right. And Hard Rock's not the Orange Bowl, obviously, and it's been gone a long time. But back in the day, that place. I remember going to many Florida State Miami games or Notre Dame Miami games where that place was crazy. And it doesn't quite have the same. Yeah, it doesn't quite have the same vibe at Hard Rock. But again, a chance to go down and beat Miami at their place, which USF has done, believe it or not, in 2010. USF won down there. So
Bobby Eveld.
Yeah, Bobby Eveld, the walk-on from Jesuit High School, got that done. You're right.
That's right.
Yeah. So, in any event, if the Bulls can emerge from this and be 3-0, I mean, I did a story for the USF website on the national media, and they're of course full of compliments. But man, to a person, they all say, man, if USF wins, or even if they don't win, if they just play a good game, they're in the driver's seat for this college football playoff thing if they can win the American, which is flat out amazing when you think about it, that they could be in a position like that. But again, we're going way ahead of the curve here. But if the good things happen again for the Bulls, man, you can dream big dreams. You certainly can.
Joey Johnston joining us here. And to that end, this offense has been really, really good. And Byron Brown he's just a difference maker. He's just a difference maker, 3rd and long, whatever it is. He's hard to tackle. He runs like a deer and then a Mack truck at the same time. I could not be more impressed with this kid. And it's when you got a player like that, you can win anywhere, and a decent defense. And so you can win anywhere. Well, how do you think they play? He's going to get harassed. As we mentioned, Miami's got a really good defense, but I'm talking about how does the offensive line hold up, and the skill players, are they getting more in sync? What do you see?
Yeah, I think so. Obviously the offensive line has to play well, and I think they're capable of it. But another thing that maybe should be mentioned is the receiving core. It's deep and it's good. I really love their starting receivers. Keyshawn Singleton, who could be a real star. Mudia Rubin, slot receiver from Stanford, Chaz Nimrod, a deep threat from Tennessee. Last week, a true freshman named Christian Neptune came in, caught 5 passes, and looked perfectly comfortable doing it. They've got some young guys they love. So I think Byram's got a ton of good targets, and they haven't even really tapped into the tight ends yet at all. They've got some talent there as well. So I think it's as deep a core of skill players that Byram's had for sure. Even though Sean Atkins is gone, he was the go-to guy. But man, these guys are versatile, deep, and extremely talented. I love Moody Rubin catches everything thrown his way. Chaz Nimrod can stretch the field, take the top off of it, and I really like Keyshawn Singleton. I think he's a lot of time before this happens, but man, he's got a pro body, and I think he could play on Sundays for sure. So I love their receivers.
Yeah, they just look different. USF just looks different, and it's a credit to Alex Golish and his recruiting transfer portal. They've done a fantastic job. That's the thing about the portal. We decry it, but if you're bad at a certain position, you can get good really quickly, and they did that at defensive line. Florida State's taking advantage of it as well. So it's it can giveth and it can taketh away. Last question. Go ahead.
No, I started saying, and USF did lose some players to the transfer portal. Bernard Gooden, a defensive lineman, is at LSU. I mean, so those things happen. But I know USF is very careful about who they bring in. It's not just about talent; it's got to be a certain kind of guy who fits in with the chemistry. So, by all accounts, they've done a good job with that. And they do. It's really interesting because it's deep research. It's almost like, back in the day, you'd recruit guys and then you'd shut it down. Man, you got to almost know everything about every player in college football these days, just in case, they come available. And certainly the ones who played at Florida high schools and Georgia high schools, those are the top targets. So if a guy goes off to Notre Dame or Alabama or Ohio State, it's not necessarily into the story. I mean, 2 years hence, he may be back in your lap, and you better, know who you want to pursue when those opportunities come. And I think, the people who are doing that kind of research have done a really nice job with it.
All right, Joey, great stuff. We'll be, if we can't watch it on TV, we'll be listening on the radio to the call. You guys do a great job. Really appreciate you jumping on. Have a great trip to Miami, and hopefully next week we're talking about a USF team in the top 10.
Wow. Wouldn't that be cool? Wouldn't that be cool? Thanks,
stuff.
JP.
Oh, yeah, why not? All right, thank you, Joey. Great stuff. Man, this is why we love football, brother. You just never know.
Especially college football, right?
USF, they'll play these teams. Yeah, well, listen, I was like, look, if they can come out 1-2, I'll be thrilled. Now they got a chance to start 3-0. Wow. Incredible.
Against ranked teams.
We're going to take a quick break. Yeah, we'll take a quick break. When we come back, I'm efforting the hurricane side of the story. Danny Boy Kane, longtime listener of the show, has a Miami podcast. I said we got to get him on Miami USF week. So if I see him in the background. If his Wi-Fi holds up, we're going to get him on. Quick break. We're brought to you by the great folks at Third Generation Plumbing. Folks, if you need an air conditioning unit, you got to go with American Standard and get it installed by thirdgenerationplumbing.com. They are the dynamic duo. The American Standard unit is the best in the business, the most efficient, the most reliable. They'll give you a great price on it, and you get a free 1-year maintenance agreement if you get it at thirdgenerationplumbing.com. So go to their website, give them a call, and tell them JP sent you. The dynamic duo of American Standard air conditioners and thirdgenerationplumbing.com. Back in 3. JP here for Riveters, the official sports bar and grill of the JP Peterson Show. We're located just south of Ray J and Steinbrenner Field, so it's a great pre- and post-game spot, and the happy hour is amazing. Monday through Friday, 3 to 7. Check out these specials. $3 Bud Light drafts, $4 domestic bottles, $5 wells, $6 premium wells, $6 cocktails like margaritas. That's unheard of. And the Riveters food is freshly made daily. No freezers. Happy hour food specials include $3.50 tacos and barbecue sliders. $6 you get edamame or chips with the beer cheese, which is amazing. $8 buffalo chicken dip, my favorite. The truffle fries, chili cheese fries, also $8 at happy hour. As well as other specials throughout the week, including Taco Tuesdays, you get $3 tacos, and Wing Wednesdays, 7 o'clock to 1 a.m. in the morning, you get our amazing wings, 5 for $5 and $5 wells and wines. That's a good Wednesday night. So if you're tired of the preppy, overpriced, generic sports bars, come see the amazing, friendly bartenders and staff at Riveters, where customer service really matters. Riveters, just south of where the Rays and Bucs play. We'll see you there. Experience the art of driving at Genesis of Tampa, where luxury meets innovation and every detail is crafted for you. From the bold G70 to the refined GV80, Genesis delivers power, elegance, and technology years ahead of its time. Book service online, and our Genesis Experience advisors will pick you up and drop off your vehicle. If available, you can enjoy a courtesy car while yours gets a complimentary interior vacuum plus a generous offer for your trade. Every new Genesis comes with the Miracle Advantage Plan, 10 years or 250,000 miles of powertrain warranty and 4 years of complimentary maintenance. Visit us at 801 East Bears Avenue or online at genesisoftampa.com. Genesis of Tampa, luxury redefined. Italiano Insurance would like to congratulate the Bucs on their 50th anniversary season. And you know what? We've been here for every season and then some, over 60 years in business. We've seen some smart coaches with great game plans, but if you don't have flood insurance or business insurance, that's a terrible game plan. That could ruin you financially. You don't want to take that L. So call 813-877-7799 and let their friendly agents quarterback your insurance and save you big money. Italiano also sponsors our FSU report every week, so go Noles. 813-877-7799 or go to italianoinsurance.com. JP here for my friend Jason Fawcett, owner of On-Site Construction. They do residential and commercial renovations and new construction. As a leading home builder and general contractor, On-Site Construction prides itself on transforming homes through superior craftsmanship, dedication to client vision, and an unmatched commitment to quality and service. It's about building relationships. We take the time to understand our clients' needs, preferences, and budgets so that we can deliver a personalized experience tailored to their unique vision. From the initial designs to the final touches, we're there every step of the way, ensuring that the end result mirrors your vision. Here are some testimonials from happy customers. G. Gibson says, no hidden costs, very honest, reliable, creative, and communicates well. Reasonable and fair with their pricing, no hidden costs. C. Smith said, did not disappoint. I'm very happy with the work. This company really cares and will take care of it. So if you're just thinking about building or renovating, give us a call and let's see what's possible. 813-579-5789 or check out our website at onsiteconstructionfl.com. Are you having legal issues with a business partner or other legal business issues? The attorneys at Walters, Levine, and DeGrave can help. Call 800-616-0384 for a free consultation. At Walters, Levine, and DeGrave, we've redefined what a law firm can be with top-tier attorneys, personal service, and 26 years of success. From business law to civil litigation, we deliver smart, client-focused solutions. Walters, Levine, and DeGrave recently won a $6.4 million jury verdict from a large real estate developer, and they can win for you too. Walters, Levine, and DeGrave. Let's solve it together. Not attorney spokesman. For a free consultation, call 800-616-0384 or go to walterslevine.com. Offices Tampa, Sarasota.
Let's go. Right now. Back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show, brought to you by Delete Me. They make it easy, quick, and safe to remove your personal data online at a time when surveillance and data breaches are common enough to make everyone vulnerable. Folks, my data, I know, is out there on the dark web, and I get all these phishing scams all the time. I'm like, what can I do about it? Well, now you know. Delete Me. The New York Times Wirecutter has named Delete Me their top pick for data removal services. Take control of your data and keep your private life private by signing up for Delete Me now at a special discount for our listeners. Today, get 20% off your Delete Me plan by texting HIT to 64,000. The only way to get 20% off is to text HIT, H-I-T, to 64,000. That's HIT to 64,000. Message and data rates apply. All right. Timmy, I think we have the great Danny Boy Kane, loyal listener of the show, has his own Miami Hurricanes podcast. So I said, Danny Boy, I'm going to have to come to you for a little equal opportunity.
Yeah.
What's up, my friend? How are you?
Good, sir. Good, sir. By the way, Joey Johnston, great guy. Had him on my podcast last year. He's an outstanding guy. Love him very much.
Yes, these USF people are wonderful, wonderful people. Yes, we got you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Go ahead,
Good.
sir.
All right, so you got your Hurricanes podcast. You had Jim Lauk on, USF play-by-play guy. Tell me from the Miami side, why are the Canes going to win this game?
One, I think you have to understand, JP, when you look at this game, I saw USF the first two games against Boise and against Florida. Yes, they are impressive, but especially defensively. Tart Orlando's turned that group around. That being said, I think we have a better offensive line. This is probably the most physical offensive line USF will face this year. And I think our running game is much better than Florida's is. A lot better. We have Fletcher, Brown, Lyle plays this game. We don't know if maybe Pringle plays, maybe CWH plays. I don't know. But I think this game, it comes down to this. Ball security, no turnovers. And USF hasn't turned the ball over, if I'm not mistaken, in the last two games.
No, they have not. They have not. You're correct.
And I think we must force turnovers. We must make Byron Brown uncomfortable in this game. We did. Remember in the second half last year, JP, I was at the game at Raymond James Stadium.
Yeah.
And I could tell you the way our defense shut down Byron Brown in the second half and knocked him out of the game.
Yep.
And
don't do that. Don't do that.
No, we won't do that. He's good. He's good. Byron Brown is very impressive. But I think Carson Beck, we have too many weapons with the receivers. Tony, CJ Daniels. If you saw the catch against Notre Dame.
Oh my God. Catch of the year.
I was at that game. In fact, I'm going to be there at USF Saturday. That guy, I think we can. I believe Notre Dame talked a lot going into that game. We shut that. We couldn't let Love and Price beat us, and we didn't. Bethune-Cookman was a high school scrimmage. But I'm thinking USF's tempo. I thought to myself, whoa, that tempo is going to be a challenge. But I think our defense can do the job, and can our front four get home to Brown? If it can, it frees up the other back seven to do other things.
I know you guys played Notre Dame in a close one, coming out on top, thankfully. I hate Notre Dame, by the way.
Yeah. Hey, we all do. Come on. They got A&M this week.
Yeah, they have my Aggies this week, so fingers crossed there. Where would you put the South Florida defense compared to the Notre Dame defense?
I think USF's defense is fast. USF's defense is. I saw them against Boise. They were very opportunistic.
Yeah,
they were very opportunistic. I mean, look, that defense is good. Todd Orlando's turned that group around. In fact, USF made it their business this whole season to improve that defense. And in the first two games, guys, it showed. It showed. Am I concerned? Not so much. I'd be lying if I said no. That being said, I think the Canes take care of business at Hard Rock Saturday. And by the way, JP, it is going to be a sellout. It is going to be very close to a sellout. Yes.
How many?
There's not that many tickets left. Just to let you know that. Yes.
Upper Bowl, the whole nine.
Upper Bowl is almost full. In fact, there's not that many left.
Must be a lot of USF fans coming.
There'll be a lot of our fans. There's probably a lot of ours. A lot of ours.
What do you think is 60-40?
60-40.
70-30?
I would say close to 70-30 us. Because remember, last year, if you remember, there were many of our fans that made the trip to Tampa.
Yeah, yeah.
And people said, and one Upper Bowl was open. The other Upper Bowl at Ray J wasn't.
I know. Yeah, it's disappointing. It's disappointing. I think there'll be some USF people there. It's going to be a really good game. Looking forward to it. So you think obviously you're predicting a Miami win here, right?
Yeah, I am. I think it's going to be close. Like, remember last year JP was close for a half, and then USF and then Miami defense shut them down. And let me remind you, that was with a crappy coordinator, Lance Guidry. Just imagine now we have Corey Heatherman running our defense now, and he's much better in the first 2 games than Guidry has. And Guidry, once we got into conference play, everything changed. People started to figure out our defense. They started to figure out Guidry, and they killed us with jet sweeps. They killed us.
Absolutely. So
I think we win. It's close for about a half, but I think second half too much. We're going to start to wear USF down. I think our offensive line will start to wear them down, and then the running game will really start to take over, and Carson Beck could do his thing. Go to his
that's what Florida thought. Didn't happen.
Yeah, but see, we're not Florida. We're not Florida. We're not Florida. We are not Florida.
You got them when? A week after?
We get Florida next week.
Yeah. Next week. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I tell you,
all right. I just want y'all to be undefeated. Just be undefeated when you come to Tallahassee to get your ass kicked.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want a top 10 matchup.
Let me say it's about FSU.
All right.
That's not the same FSU. That's not the same FSU.
No. It's the old FSU.
Listen, FSU was going to win more than 2 games. Let's all be honest. Everybody in this,
that was the anomaly.
Oh, that was an anomaly. I think they're going to win 7, 8 games, maybe 9. Because look, Gus Malzahn has shown me some stuff in the first 2 games.
Yeah.
I mean, when we come October 4th, and that's coming off a bye, I think I like it to be those classic Miami FSU battles. And you were talking about FSU when Joey Johnston went to the Orange Bowl, the old Orange Bowl.
Yeah.
I went in 2000. 2000, they had no waters. In case they had no waters, they ran out of waters in the first.
I remember that. Yeah,
I was there. 2002, the wide left. When I saw the kick, I was sitting with a buddy of mine. I saw the kick, and when the FSU players were running on the field, my first thought is he had got it. It wasn't until our fans cheered and the guy told me no good that I found out later he missed it left and it started to hook at the end. And then 2006, barely. And in 2006, it was like no wide left, no wide right. I think their kicker, I forget his name, Gary Sismacy or something like that, got the game winner, and FSU won 13-10.
Yeah, who was that? That was
I think it was I forget his name, but that was the kicker where they finally buried the wide right demon, if I recall. That was the 06 game.
Yeah. Maybe it was Derek Schmidt. I don't remember.
Oh, by the way,
anyway,
JP, you should interview Malik Rozier if you see him. He's a former Miami Hurricanes quarterback.
Right.
You should.
Well, our guy here who hosts us, Michael Murphy, who hosts us here at Murphy Auto Group, Kingmaker Studio here. Huge Kane fan. We got a Canes ball right over here. So he's going to be down there at USF at the Hard Rock.
I'll be there Saturday.
All right.
Tell him I'll be there.
Maybe we'll talk to you tomorrow then.
Hey, bud, no problem.
I mean, not tomorrow, but on Monday or Tuesday.
Monday,
see what happens.
I usually drop my podcast before I let you go. I do my podcast. I did it yesterday. I usually do it after the game. Usually on Sunday morning, so I'll drop in the morning. And I have it on YouTube. I have it on Spotify. If you want to check it out, please do. I sent you the links.
YouTube spot. What's the name of it?
Canes 998 on YouTube. And my podcast is Miami Hurricanes Talk with Danny. It's on Spotify. Awesome. I sent you those links,
awesome
JP. So you can take a look at that. Thanks, brother.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll be listening. Thanks, partner. Appreciate it. Glad you got comfortable there today. You comfortable? You good? You look very comfortable.
Yeah, this is a cold couch I've had for years. And by the way, I will go to Riveters once. I have to do it. I promise you that, and I will. Thanks,
absolutely.
Man. Thanks, brother.
Thank you for doing that. Appreciate it. That's a fan's fan right there, bro. That is a sports fan. That is a fan's fan. I love folks like that. They live for it. They love it. And it's just the best.
And I will tell you this. Those are the best podcasts too. The fan.
They are.
Right? The emotional, the invested fan, not the reporter guy. I don't like those podcasts. I like the fan. Well, I'm talking about team podcasts. You're not a team podcast. But when you have the fans that are emotional and they're invested emotionally in these, especially when they do post games, like for those of you that don't follow me on the Dallas channel on YouTube, all right, I do a Dallas Cowboys podcast, the Dallas Cowboys Daily Blitz. Thursday night after the loss, I'd had a few beers watching the game, especially after the weather delay, right? Did not help my bar tab. I go home and I'll wait until the next day because I'm so emotional about the losses, right? Well, not only was I emotional, I was a little liquored up. And I was so pissed off at CeeDee Lamb for those 3 key drops, especially the 2 in the second half, that I said on my show, personally cost the Cowboys that win. I had a profanity-laden hatred podcast of CeeDee Lamb. Now, a genuine news reporter would never do that. That's not exciting. No. You got to go get the exciting podcasts, right? I think I even titled the show, F-U CeeDee Lamb. You're not going to get that from a regular journalist, only me. But I love the podcast.
I agree with you 100%. 100%. And that's what makes independent media and podcasts so much better than corporate media. Mm-hmm. You know, it's listen, Danny Boy Kane, you know what you're going to get. You're not going to get objective analysis. You're going to get fan analysis. And that's great. There's a huge part of fandom. That's a wonderful part of podcasts and internet that you can get now. You used to have all these gatekeepers for radio stations and TV stations, and now there's so much more content out there, and you find somebody you like and you listen to their podcast. I think that's awesome. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah.
We need more of that, not less. More, not less. By the way, breaking news, Tristan Wirfs and Chris Godwin at practice today.
Saw that.
Already practicing. Awesome. Luke Gedeke not practicing. So Charlie Heck is filling in for him. So
gross.
It's poor Charlie.
I know.
Charlie's
so bad for Charlie.
I mean, he did get replaced by a first-round talent in Graham Barton.
I mean, if you can't play, you can't play, though.
Poor guy.
I still think he's better than Justin School.
Another piece of breaking news. Investigators confirmed they have obtained good video footage of the suspected Charlie Kirk shooter.
Oh,
but will not be releasing the footage at this time. Well, there was footage of him on the roof. And evidently nobody thought to tell Charlie.
Pennsylvania all over again.
Unbelievable.
Hey, look at that guy on the roof. No, just ignore that. That's nothing.
I don't worry about it. Yeah, he's lying down on the roof. Oh, yeah.
Napping.
Sunbathing. I mean, what are we doing? Like people. Anyway, all right, let's take our final break. We'll come back on the other side, get to all the comments and the breaking news on the Buccaneers and maybe a couple other notes here and there. We are brought to you by the great folks at Cafe Paradiso. Paulo, my man, go see him this weekend. Get your reservation on Open Table. They are the number 3 in from your actual people that go out and do reviews. Voted Cafe Paradiso number 3 in all of Tampa Bay. It is 30 years of great experience, traditional Italian. It is a fabulous, fabulous experience. So go. I'm going to Chicago this weekend. We've already got a couple of Italian restaurants. By the way, if you have an Italian restaurant, Chicago recommendation, put it in the comments, please. Lonnie Wilkins, I'm talking to you, bro. And if you're up there, let's catch up.
They have an Olive Garden there?
Paradiso. Fuck all the way off Olive Garden in your endless sound. Get out of here. Back in 3. JP here for Riveters, our new official sports bar and grill of the JP Peterson Show. And just like our show, no BS, no corporate chain feel, just amazing, authentic folks serving great comfort food in a casual atmosphere at unheard of prices. Riveters is located just south of Raymond James and Steinbrenner Field on Dale Mabry, walking distance to the park. So free parking, great place for pregame and postgame. Let's talk about fresh food. Nothing is frozen. Burgers, wings, prime rib, roasted fresh daily, never frozen. That makes a huge difference. The mahi, the salmon, also super fresh. All our sauces are original recipes made in-house. Our Warhawk chili and fully loaded potato soup is made fresh in-house. It's the best food anywhere, served by people who actually care. Riveters on Dale Mabry, just north of 275, just south of where the Bucs and Rays play. We'll see you there. The Gold and Diamond Source is working every day to be your family jeweler. Right now, a $5,000 engagement ring with 0% interest can be yours for just $83. So don't let the holidays sneak up on you this year. Now is the time to get ahead with their in-store layaway. Trade in your old jewelry for cash. Gold has never been higher. The Gold and Diamond Source is offering the highest ever trade-in values for your gold and diamond jewelry. Now is the time to get your holiday shopping started. So come in now, relax, shop, and save at the Gold and Diamond Source. We love Julie and Steve Weintraub, great local philanthropists, and you can find them at 3800 Omerton Road in Clearwater, where you'll always find the perfect gift, only at the Gold and Diamond Source. Welcome to Kingmakers, home of the JP Peterson Show studio and Tampa's premier business networking and social club for members only. By day, it's an exclusive, vibrant co-working space with a stylish conference room, focus rooms, a full production studio, and an in-house marketing team. And by night, Kingmakers transforms into a sports-centric social hub with a full sports bar, golf simulator, and exclusive events. For young entrepreneurs and seasoned professionals, it's the perfect place to work hard, play hard, and make big moves in Midtown Tampa. Close the deal, celebrate the win. Only at Kingmakers. Become a member today at kingmakerstampa.com. Your business, your club. JP here for the Jeeves Law Group and my man, Scott Jeeves. If you're going to hire an attorney, do you want some guy looking for a quick settlement and a quick buck, or do you want an attorney with some chops? Scott is a board-certified civil trial lawyer and a certified circuit court mediator. Been practicing in the Tampa Bay area for over 30 years. He is a peer-reviewed AV preeminent-rated civil trial lawyer. They just don't hand out those classifications. He's been the lead class action counsel on many complex consumer protection cases and has handled hundreds of serious personal injury cases. He's dedicated his career to protecting injured victims and is committed to vigorously representing you. We're local, we're trusted, and we get results. Personal injury and personal attention. Call for a free case evaluation. That's 888-9-JEEVES. That's 888-9-JEEVES. The Jeeves Law Group. With this record heat in Tampa Bay, you better have your AC unit running at peak efficiency. Third Generation Plumbing installs the best American standard AC units. Our split systems offer the highest efficiency available while reducing energy bills and maximizing comfort. That's why Third Generation Plumbing trusts American standard air conditioning, built to last, made to perform. Whether it's a new install or an emergency repair, our family-owned team brings 3 generations of trusted service to your home, now with the unmatched reliability of American standard. Plumbing or cooling, we've got Tampa covered. Call Third Generation Plumbing today, 813-961-8024, or go to thirdgenerationplumbing.com. And we also do AC.
Let's go. Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
Welcome back. We're brought to you by the great folks of the Gold and Diamond Source. It's never too early to start shop holiday, folks. You want to do some layaway? Then you want to start sales stores, find that great stuff while you got the great selection, all that. You know where to find them. 3800 Omerton Road, always online at thegoldendiamond.com. All right. Yes, we have breaking news. Chris Godwin is practicing. Just saw some video on Pewter Report on X. So he is practicing. According to Nathan Elliott, or Michael LaRue, I should say. Good morning to you. Gedeke not practicing today. Heck is the backup right tackle. What's going on? What the heck's going on with that? But Gedeke is not on the injury report, although I have not seen the injury report yet. You know, in the injury report, a lot of Texans. Cade Stover, their fine tight end, Ohio State's finest, had 4 receptions in the opener before he got hurt. He's out. CJ Stroud's favorite tight end in Ohio State. So that kind of combination they had going, he's out. Jake Andrews, their center, is going to be out. He rolled his ankle, looks like. And so Patterson goes back in. Josh Capo mentioned that at the top of the show. And Patterson was awful last year. I mean, he's a backup. So, they've got some issues. They have 11 penalties in the first game, 7 on offense, 5 of them pre-snap. That's not good for your offense. That puts you in a hole, and that's why they were 2 for 9 on 3rd down. So the more and more I look at this game, Tim, at first I circled this, as you'll remember, I circled this as an L. I thought the Bucs would lose this game. preseason. But of course, the preseason stuff is nothing because you don't know what the injuries are week to week. You don't know. No,
I still do. I still think they lose.
Now we got them.
I'm just saying. I still think they lose this game.
Why? Because of the trends.
That's part of it.
I'm going to switch my pick.
Oh,
I get it. I think I'm going to switch my pick. We'll do picks tomorrow, but I think I'm leaning Bucs now. I'm leaning Bucs heavily. Bucs in the under. Looks like a good play. Looks like a really good play.
All right.
Christopher Cole, good morning to you, says the Bulls are going to shock the world. I think they got a good chance of beating Miami. Maybe Miami's looking ahead to Florida next week. You know? I don't know. I think the Bulls got a shot. They're better than people think. Don't underestimate them. And I think Miami might underestimate them because – go ahead.
What is up with that 17.5-point spread? Did they not learn their lesson yet with the Bulls? That seems ridiculous.
I think it has to do – yeah, I think it has to do with last year. They won – they ripped off – I think they won 50-15. The second half was just a blowout. But it was head-to-head in the first half. And again, this is a whole new defensive line. The defensive line and the improvements on the offensive line are the big difference. That's where USF has been so bad in the last few years. You can't really take advantage of your skill position players when you're so bad up front. Now they're capable up front, if not really good. And you could take advantage of the skill position players you've been able to recruit. And Byron Brown being the best of them. The dude is a freaking 6'3", 235-pound tank. Yeah. He's hard to bring down, and he throws well, and he's athletic. He's not as accurate as I would like him to be at times. He misses guys. All college guys do.
Sure.
But if, Singleton is, he is a legit NFL body, and he catches the ball really well in combat situations. They've got a lot of talent on this team. Those two linebackers are as good as anybody in the nation. So I think I'm definitely the Bulls in the 17.5 and get it now while it's at 17.5. So you don't have to buy the extra half point. It was at 18.5. So it's come down. So
yeah,
but I'm still jumping all over that stuff.
Yeah.
What else you got today, Timmy? What are you bringing? You got anything else you want? We got any updates on the disastrous Cowboys or anything?
I mean, other than my CD Lamb rant, wish I could play that on the air, but I probably shouldn't. But you know what? Look, I will offer you this. I know we got some South Florida Cowboys fans out there. I was impressed with a couple of things. I was impressed with Brian Schottenheimer's game plan, and I was impressed with Brian Schottenheimer's play calling. We saw some pre-snap motion on run plays. Holy crap, we hadn't seen that in Dallas in 5 years. I thought the offense looked good. I thought Dak played well for a guy who was playing his first football game. Didn't play in the preseason. Did not play the last half of last year after his hamstring injury. If Dak plays like he did, and this offense plays like they did, except for CeeDee Lamb, you idiot, you moron, I think this team's got a chance, JP, for, not 9 wins. I think I picked 6 before the season, but if this is the Dak we're going to get, if this is the offense and the coaching we're going to get,
he was good.
Screw you, Micah Parsons. We don't need you. We got Kenny Clark now. They did meet with Jadeveon Clowney yesterday.
I saw that.
Yeah, but he left without a contract.
That could be a nice addition.
Yeah, but what I'm hearing is they did not like something on the medical that they saw. I think it's more of a medical thing than a money thing.
No good. That's probably why he hadn't been signed.
Yeah.
A couple other notes in here from our comments. Bantry says, people forget the O-line experiment only had a couple of weeks, 5 to 6 practices prior to the Atlanta game. Takes more than that for the line to come together. Absolutely. We mentioned that. And I think it'll be much better this week. It needs to be, obviously, against these two rush ends. Stephen Gonzalez says, R.I.P. Charlie Kirk. Love your content, JP. Please do more John Morgan and John Schneider impressions. You're the best. I didn't think my John Morgan was that good, but people seem to like it yesterday.
Yeah. Was it bad?
Still think my Ron Burgundy is the best. That's you have to reprise that. No.
You got to wear the mustache though.
So I'll take requests. Oh yeah, and the wig makes it. Put us over the top for the Stanley. All right. Anything else we need to? Oh, Jimmy Voyager said, "Hey JP, what's the text line number so I can send a message? My message is too long for YouTube."
214-9
Timmy.
214-937-0569. 214-937-0569. I will put it on the screen for everybody here.
There you go.
And we're getting one for JP for his, I don't know if we'll with a local area today. Yeah.
Okay. I don't think Erica's matter anymore. Greg DeCruz, good to see you in here again. Said Baker won't be able to get away with some of those tight throws. Hopefully takes the checkdowns that were there against Atlanta. Totally agree. Yeah, he saw that film and basically said, there were a lot of checkdowns available. He's just trying to do too much week one. So stop that, Baker. Get back to, I'd like to see Bucky and Rashad at least have 4 receptions each. Get back to the screen game. One of our callers, I forget who it was, said it was, when you only had 6 practices together as an offensive line, running the screen game is difficult, and I agree with that. That's those are the things that really take a lot of those screen game offensive line movements are like a symphony, man. The timing's got to be perfect. Your spacing has to be perfect, but we have acts to make that go. So I'd really like to see the screen game get involved this week, especially when they just can't, without Tristan, they don't run the ball like they did with him. I mean, I think we're coming to that, even with Graham coming off the ball. Tristan's just a difference maker. He just is. And that's why he's the best offensive lineman in football. So, but use that quick game, that screen game as your run game. They'll be okay. Man, I can't wait for another week of football. We got a game tonight?
Packers, Commanders.
We have Thursday Night Football tonight?
Packers, Commanders.
Packers, Commanders tonight?
Yeah.
Holy, that's a good one.
How about that?
8:15 Prime Video. Let's freaking go. We got a little ACC action tonight as well. NC State, Wake Forest. NC State, good football team. Got a good quarterback.
Forest, not.
And the Rays lost last night to go one game under 500. They're going to play today. They suck. They're done. They lose in a 210 if you care. All right, that'll do it for us here. Thank you guys for joining us. Appreciate Josh Capo, Danny Boy Kane, Joey Johnston, Timmy. Thank you. Thank you guys for commenting. Please like and subscribe on all of our great videos. And thank you for supporting independent media where free speech is always the most important thing. God bless you. God bless Charlie Kirk and his family. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.